Hey everybody, welcome to Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan, although I don't have a picture of the stadium to put out. Just going to leave out the generic fields from the History Maker game. We are at Tiger Stadium for another game of Stratville 9. We are now 6-0, so we're going for 7-0, lucky 7, with the Tenacious wing of Stratville 9. Taking on the 1984 World Series champions Detroit Tigers. These are homebrew cards that I made up on History Maker Baseball a while back when I wanted to replay the 84 World Series. So they're my subjective ratings based on the ratings book that's provided with the game. I did handwrite in some platoon on certain players. That was just something I was experimenting with, left and righty splits, which aren't indigenous in the game itself. But I was doing some experimenting, so if you see platoon written on some of their cards, just ignore that. That's irrelevant for this game. Let's meet the starting pitchers for the Detroit Tigers. It will be Jack Morris. Jack Morris, he's the ace of their staff. And Lazy Warlock, of course, is pitching for the Stratville 9. Starting lineups first for the Stratville 9, and it's pretty much the same as it's always been. Richard Rowick will lead off in center field. Paul Wisham will bat second and play short. Espo, the DH, will hit third. Tenacious himself, Earl Reed, will bat cleanup and play third base. Fanomatic, Mark Casanova, will play left field and bat fifth. Mike Bowes, Mr. Utah Mike, is catching. He will hit sixth. Richard Byer is in right field. He will hit seventh. Tim Merkley is our first baseman, hitting eighth. And Ron Bates, the second baseman, hits ninth. For the Tigers, they will lead off with Sweet Lou Whitaker at second base. Shortstop Alan Trammell will bat second and play shortstop, as these cards stick together on me. Haven't been used in a while. Kirk Gibson, the right fielder, will hit third. Lance Parrish at catcher will bat cleanup. Darrell Evans at first base will hit fifth. Batting sixth, center fielder Chet Lemon. Batting seventh and DH is Johnny Grubb. Batting eighth, playing left field, Larry Herndon. And batting ninth, third baseman, Tom Brookins. All right, now I don't have any 1984 umpires, but I was able to secure 4 umpires from the 1987 set. So most of these guys were probably around in 84 calling games. So the home plate umpire is going to be John Shulock, and he is semi-lenient. First base umpire, Steve Palermo. He's semi-respected and semi-strict. Second baseman umpire is the big guy, Ken Kaiser. He's respected. And at third base is Darryl Cousins. He is lenient and questionable. So those are the umpires. All the festivities are out of the way. We are harmonious on the Stratville 9 because we won 6 in a row. The Tigers are going to be neutral. And I did not roll any hot and cold players. I'm just going to let the game book dictate that. So everybody's starting with a clean slate. And Jack Morris is finishing up his warm-up tosses. And he is stepping on the rubber, getting the ball back from Lance Parrish. We're ready to go as John Shulock signals play ball. And Richard Rowick steps in to the batter's box to face Jack Morris as this game is now officially underway. First pitch, 1-1-4. 1-1-4. 1-1-4. Let's tighten this up just a hair. 1-1-4 asks, is he fresh? I was the first batter of the game, so he's fresh. It's a ground ball to Trammell, and there's one away. And I'm sure that happened many, many times when Jack Morris pitched and Trammell was at short. A lot of ground balls to Trammell. Speaking of shortstops, here's Paul Wisham, our shortstop, batting second. And that's a 2-4-6. So a 2-4-6. 2-4-6. Does the pitcher have control? Jack Morris is a semi-control pitcher. Semi-control, a little dot there, semi-control. Desire die says no, not this time. So we skip that check. We go to the batter being eager or sad sack. Paul Wisham is semi-eager, so we're going to need to roll the decider die again to see if he's eager or not. He is not. We got a blank, so he's not eager, so we skip that check on the 2-4-6 and keep going. And so it's a walk right there. 2-4-6 is a walk. With an active runner stealing, Paul Wisham is active. So Paul Wisham draws a 1-out walk and immediately steals second base, much to the chagrin of Lance Parrish and Jack Morris, but that's the way it goes. All right, here's Espo, runner in scoring position with 1 out. Here's Espo to 1-2-6. Don't like those lead dies of 1. They're good for the pitcher too many times. All right, Fresh. Yes, he is. It's a line out to second. Now, there is a caveat in this game when there is a runner on the base where the line drive goes. In other words, if it's a line drive to second or to short, and there's a runner currently on second base, we have to check for a line out double play. And the way you determine whether there's a line out double play or not is by the decider die. If it's a dot, then it's a line out double play. If it's blank, then the runner got back in time. Fortunately for us, it's a blank. So Paul Wisham, too smart for that, did not get fooled, and he got back to second as Espo hit it hard, but right at Whitaker for out number 2. So that brings up Tenacious Earl, chance to drive home the first run of the game. And we get a 1-3-5. That is the unusual play result. And with the blue 1, that's the umpire chart. So we will go to the umpires and see what they have to say early on. And we're going with the situation which is a runner on second. So we'll roll the 2 dice plus the decider die and see what the umpires have to say. It's a 4-5. 4-5. Respected umpire. I'm sorry, I was looking at 4-4. 4-4. 4-5 says strict umpire at first. Easy for me to say. Strict umpire at first. Steve Palermo is semi-strict, but the decider die says no, he's not strict, so he's neutral this time. So it's not a strict umpire. If he was strict, batter out at first despite late throw. Other umpires call batter safe. So the runners had to hold. So since he's not strict, Earl Reed is credited with an infield single, but the way the ball was hit, Paul Wisham doesn't advance. It doesn't make any sense. With 2 outs, you would think he'd be going on contact. The book says runners hold, which makes no sense at all with 2 outs. So I'm going to use logic to override the book on this one, as this book is not an exact science. So with 2 outs, of course, Paul Wisham would be running with the crack of the bat. So he is at third base now. Runners are at the corners. Credit Tenacious with a infield single, using that speed to beat that out. So here is Phantomatic, Mark Casanova, with a chance. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. 1-4-6. Those lead dies of 1 are not good for us, usually. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? Jack Morris, by his attributes, has semi-flash. The sire die says he does have flash. So therefore, it is a strikeout unless Phantomatic has a good eye. He does not have a good eye, so the strikeout will stand. And we leave 2 on here in the top of the first. So we did not score, but we still have 8 more innings to go to score some runs. Right now, Lazy Warlock finishing his warm-up tosses, and we're facing Lou Whitaker. Sweet Lou, 2-3-4. 2-3-4. Ask runners on base. Nope, there's no runners on base. Is he a hot batter? No, he just started. So it's a pop out to third base. So Whitaker pops it up to Tenacious Earl for out number 1. And that'll bring up Alan Trammell. Trammell, a 3-4-5. 3-4-5. Iron catcher. No, our catcher, Mr. Utah Mike, is semi-gold. So that doesn't fly. Does the batter have a good eye? Alan Trammell does not have a good eye. He's semi-patient, but does not have a good eye. So therefore, he's going to strike out. So a big strikeout for the Lazy Warlock. And with that result in blue, we go to the right now chart for the next at bat. And that's going to be Kirk Gibson. He's neutral because he hasn't come to the plate yet, so he is neutral. And Lazy Warlock is going to be semi-hot. So we will need the decider die to see if he is hot or not. He is not. They're both neutral. 1-5. 1-5, and they're both neutral. 1-5. Cold batter. No, he's not a cold batter. He's neutral. If he was cold, he would watch a third strike for a strikeout. Otherwise, batter bounces on pitch for single through the shortstop. So Kirk Gibson goes the opposite way. Sneaks it past Paul Wisham at short for a 2-out single. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Lance Parrish. So Lance Parrish steps up against the Warlock. It's a 2-4-5. 2-4-5. Is he a hero? Is Lance Parrish a hero? Lance Parrish is not a hero. Okay, that means he's going to pop it up to second, and you see that's in red. So since this is the third out of the inning, the first out or the first batter in the top of the second will go to the experience chart. But it's a pop out to second baseman Ron Bates, and the inning is over as the Warlock shuts down the Tigers here in the first. All right, we go to the second, and as I said, we're going to the experience chart for the next at-bat. And we've got an iconic at-bat. Mr. Utah Mike and Jack Morris are both icons. So it's an icon against an icon, and we'll see who gets the better end of that deal. Oops, it's a 1-6. 1-6 on experience. 1-6 icon pitcher. Yep, that's Jack Morris. Fool's batter and swinging an inside pitch, ground out to Trammell. So it's another ground out to Trammell for one away. So the wily Jack Morris, using his cunning, able to get Mr. Utah Mike to swing at a pitch that maybe he shouldn't have. And it's a ground out to short for one away for Richard Beyer. 1, 2, 3. Richard Beyer, 1, 2, 3. Both flash and fresh. He is fresh, but he's not flash. He's semi-flash. The sire die says no. So we skip that. But the other end of the 1, 2, 3 is another ground ball to Trammell. So 2 up, 2 down. And Jack Morris has the ground ball working today. Could be trouble for the Stratville 9. We will see. Here's Merkley. And that's a 3-4-6. 3-4-6. Is the batter eager? Is the batter eager? Nope, Tim Merkley is not eager. So therefore, he is going to walk. That's there in purple. He's going to walk. An active runner steals. He's not active, though. But it's a walk, a 2-out walk. And the fact that it's in purple means we're going to the chemistry chart, which will help us because we are harmonious and the Tigers are simply neutral. So Ron Bates will be batting off the chemistry chart. See how we can do. It's a 3-5. 3-5. 3-5. Pitching team dissonance. No, they're neutral. They're not dissonant. If they were dissonant, there would be an inattentive fielder that would let a ball go by for a single. Otherwise, it's another ground ball to Trammell at short. He's Mr. Vacuum Cleaner over there. And the inning is over. So that's 4 ground balls that Trammell has taken care of. 4 of the 6 outs have been ground ball outs. And we go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And Darrell Evans, the veteran, will be leading things off against the Lazy Warlock as I drop my dice. All right, Lazy Warlock. Pitching to Evans. It's a 3-3-4. 3-3-4. 3-3-4. Is he an ace or a star? Lazy Warlock is a star. So that's going to be a pop-up to the first baseman. So he's going to pop it up to Tim Merkley over at first. 1 away. And that'll bring up Chet Lemon. Chet Lemon, center fielder. It's a 1-4-5. Love those lead dive ones when we're pitching. 1-4-5. Is he a struggler? No, he's not. So it's a ground ball to third. Handled over there by Tenacious. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down for John Grubb, the DH. Johnny Grubb. 5-6-6. 5-6-6. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's not. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he's patient but does not have a good eye. So therefore, he's going to strike out. So Lazy Warlock with the strikeout pitch. And that will end the second inning. And we go to the third with no score. Now that result was in blue, so the first at bat in the top of the third will be on the right now chart. Jack Morris, the last batter he faced, was a ground ball to short, so that makes him neutral. And Richard Roark grounded out to short his last time, so he's neutral. So neutral against neutral on this right now chart. 4-6. 4-6. Hot pitcher. No, he's not hot. He's neutral. If he was hot, he would baffle batter with called third strike. Otherwise, grounded to pitcher with the only play at first. So it's still going to be an out, ground ball out pitcher to first. But had runners been on base, they would have been able to advance. That's the difference between that and the strikeout. All right, so there's 1 away for Paul Wisham. Paul Wisham. And that's a 1-2-5. Again, we don't like those lead die of 1 when we're hitting. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No. Paul Wisham is actually semi-eager. So it's going to be a ground ball to third unless he's a whiffer, which he is not. So it's just going to be a ground ball to Brookins at third for 2 up, 2 down. And Jack Morris has that ground ball really working. We haven't hit a ball in the air to the outfield yet. Here's Espo. He lined hard to Whitaker his first time up. 3-3-4. 3-3-4. Is he an ace or a star? Jack Morris is a semi-star. Decider Die says he is a star, so he's going to pop it up to Darrell Evans, and that's going to end the third inning for the Stratville 9 with no damage done. We go to the bottom of the third. We are still scoreless. And Larry Herndon leads things off for the Tigers. It'll be Herndon, Brookins, and Whitaker. So that's 4-5-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he patient? He is not patient. He is a semi-hero and a semi-whiffer, so he's not patient. So therefore, he's going to fly out to center. And you notice that again is in purple. So that means chemistry chart time for the next at bat. First, have to log in that fly ball to Richard Rourke in center for 1 away. And now Tom Brookins batting off the chemistry chart. We are harmonious. They are neutral. And we've got a 2-5. 2-5. 2-5. Pitching team dissonance. No, we're harmonious, so that's not us. If we were dissonant, lack of hustle allows a hit ball to drop in for a single. Otherwise, it's a fly out to right. So since we are harmonious, that means our right fielder, Richard Byer, was paying attention all the way. Had that one no problem. 2 up, 2 down. Now we're back to the top of the order and Lou Whitaker. So Lou Whitaker popped to third his first time up. It's a 4-6. 4-6. I didn't roll all the dice, did I? My bad. Let me roll that one. Okay, 4-6-6. 4-6-6. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's not wild. Is the batter a home run king or a slugger? He is a semi-slugger. Decider Die, however, says no, he's not a slugger this time. So he doesn't strike out. Instead, he singles to left field. Active runner stealing, but he's not active. So it's a 2-out single for Lou Whitaker. And that brings up Alan Trammell, shortstop Alan Trammell, with Whitaker at first and 2 outs. We have a 3-4-5. 3-4-5. Iron catcher, no, he's semi-gold. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he's semi-patient, but does not have a good eye. So therefore, it's a strikeout. Lazy Warlock rearing back, getting Trammell twice now. Trammell 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts to end the inning. That result was in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for the top of the fourth. And after 3 complete, we are scoreless. So if we look at the last entry for Earl Reed, Tenacious, he did single, so he's semi-hot this at bat. And the last thing that Jack Morris allowed was a pop up to first, so he is neutral. So it's a semi-hot batter against a neutral pitcher. So Tenacious needs that decider die to be hot. And he is. So it's a 3-5. We have a hot batter against a neutral pitcher. Hot batter against neutral pitcher. 3-5. And there it is, hot batter. He is a hot batter. Fouls off pitches until finding the one he likes, a single to right field. So Tenacious, with a Tenacious type at bat, fouling off those good pitches and then finding one to his liking and lacing a solid single to right field that Kirk Gibson has to throw in to second base. So there's leadoff single for Tenacious. Brings up Phanomatic, Mark Casanova. Maybe a rally is in the works here. 2-3-6. 2-3-6. Double control. No, he only has semi-control, not double control. Is the pitcher batting? No, it's not the pitcher batting, so it's a walk. So Phanomatic draws a walk. That puts 2 on with nobody out. And maybe things are cooking here for the Stratville 9 as Mr. Utah Mike comes to the plate. And we get a 4-5-5. A 4-5-5. 4-5-5. Does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash, but decider die says no. Is he a home run king? Mike Bowes is a semi-slugger, but not a home run king. so he doesn't homer. But he does ground it to first, and that's important because on a lead die of 4, the runners advance. So it acted pretty much like a sacrifice, advancing the runners. So now we have runners at second and third with only one out, and it's up to Richard Beyer. Richard Beyer, chance to drive home a run. The Tigers are playing the infield back. They're not going to play in this early in the 4th in a scoreless tie. You wouldn't want to do that. All right, 155. 155, not good for us probably because of the pitcher. But it's a blank for the pitcher, so we go to the hitter card as an ambulance goes by. We go to the hitter card, and 155 asking, is he a home run king? Richard Beyer is not a home run king. So it's a fly out to center. And with a lead die of 1, runners hold on fly out. So we can't advance the runner. That's going to be out number 2, and it'll be up to Tim Merkley to bring home that first run. 2 outs, 2 on. Base hit could score 2. We have a 1-2-5. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. So it's a ground out to third unless he's a whiffer. He is a semi-whiffer. Decider die, however, says no, so it's just simply a ground ball to third. Brookins fields it, and Jack Morris pitches around trouble here in the 4th. So we are still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Mr. Kirk Gibson will lead things off. He has he has a base hit his first time up. 1 for 1. Lead die of 1, like that, 114. 114 asks, is he fresh? Lazy Warlock, since we're in the 4th inning, both pitchers are semi-fresh. Decider die says he is fresh, so therefore it is a ground ball to short. So Kirk Gibson grounds out to Paul Wisham at short for 1 away. And here is Lance Parrish. Parrish, a 2-3-4. 2-3-4, are the runners on base? No, there aren't. Is he a hot batter? Parrish, no, he's not a hot batter. He popped up to second his last time up, so therefore he's going to pop up to third. So he went from a pop-up to second. Now he's popped it up to Tenacious over there at third. 2 up, 2 down. And Darrell Evans, the batter. 3-6-6. 3-6-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a pinch hitter? No. So he's going to fly to center. So Darrell Evans flies out to Richard Roark in center. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for the Warlock. And after 4 complete, we are scoreless here at Tiger Stadium. As we're trying to break that scoreless tie. We came close in the 4th. We're going to try it here in the 5th. Ron Bates to lead things off. Number 9 hitter. It's a 1-1-6. 1-1-6. Is he fresh? Decider die says he's fresh. So that's a strikeout. 1 away. Both pitchers will be semi-fresh until the 6th inning. If they still have shutouts, they can keep that going through the 8th inning, as long as the shutout is intact. Here's Richard Roark. That's a 3-5-5. 3-5-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion? No. Richard Roark is not a champion. So therefore, he's going to ground out to second unless he's a whiffer, which he is not. So it's simply a ground ball to Lou Whitaker for out number 2. And Richard is 0 for 3 with 3 ground outs. So the ground ball still working very well for Jack Morris. Here's Paul Wisham. 2 outs, bases empty. 4-5-5. Does he have flash? He's got semi-flash. Decider die says he does have flash. Therefore, it's a strikeout unless Paul Wisham has a good eye, which he just happens to have a good eye. So if we go down to the chart, good eye says batter avoids strikeout, ground out, runners advance 1 base. So he didn't get the strikeout, but it is another ground out to Trammell. And the inning is over. That would be more important if there were runners on base, but base is empty, it pretty much doesn't matter. All right, nothing doing for the Stratville 9 here in the 5th. We start the bottom of the 5th for Detroit. And it's Chet Lemon to lead things off against the Warlock. 1-2-6. 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, Decider die says he's fresh, so it's a line out to second. Lines it right to Ron Bates for out number 1. And that'll bring up Johnny Grubb. Johnny Grubb. 3-3-6. 3-3-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is Johnny Grubb a sad sack, utility, or patient? Johnny Grubb is patient. He does have the patient quality, so therefore he's going to strike out. Took a called third strike. He was too patient. So there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Larry Herndon, the left fielder. 2 outs, base is empty. To 3-5-5. 3-5-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion? No, he's a semi-hero, but he's not a champion. So therefore he's going to ground it out to second. Unless he's a whiffer. He is a semi-whiffer. Decider die says no, so it's just simply going to be a ground ball to second. But either way, the inning is over. And we've completed 5 here at Tiger Stadium, and neither team has thought fit to dent the scoreboard. We're still scoreless. We start at the top of the 6th with Espo. Maybe Espo can get us going. We got Espo, Tenacious, and Phantomatic. So the three of the team members that have their own YouTube channel are coming up back to back to back. So maybe we have good karma with that. Let's see. 145. 145 asks, is he a struggler? No, he's not a struggler. So it's a ground out to third. So not a good start there. Another ground out. As I'm rolling a lot of lead die of 1s. Here's Tenacious. Another lead die of 1. 145 is the same roll. 145. Is he a struggler? No, it's a ground ball to third. So I've got to get off these lead die of 1s if I'm going to do anything, or if we're going to do anything. So here's Phantomatic. Maybe Phantomatic can jack one here. 5-6-6. 5-6-6. Ask, is the pitcher wild? No. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he's semi-eager, does not have a good eye. So he's going to strike out, and that's going to end the inning. So unfortunately, no karma there. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're still scoreless. That result was in blue, so we will go to the right now chart for the first at bat, which is Tom Brookins. Brookins fly to right, which makes him neutral. And the last batter faced by Warlock was a ground ball to second, so they're both neutral. It's neutral against neutral. And we have a 2-6. 2-6, neutral against neutral. 2-6, hot pitcher. No, he's not a hot pitcher. If he was, he would overpower batter with best pitch for a strikeout. Otherwise, pitcher misses, driven into right field for a base hit. So Tom Brookins took a mistake pitch, drove it into right field for a leadoff single. So now Warlock will have to bear down here against the top of the order, Lou Whitaker. Whitaker 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. It's a 3-4-6. 3-4-6. 3-4-6 empty for the pitcher. Is he eager? Is the batter eager? He is actually semi-patient. So he's going to walk. That's going to be a walk. So 2 on and nobody out. We're in trouble. However, that result was in purple, which means we're going to the chemistry chart, which is where we have an advantage, as we are harmonious and the Tigers are neutral. So Alan Trammell, who struck out twice, is only 2 times up, going to be batting off the chemistry chart. It's a 1-5. 1-5. Pitching team harmony. Yes, we are harmonious. Outfielder makes sliding grab of a looping liner for an out that saved a base hit. So loops it in there to, we'll say, Richard Rowick in center. Came in a sliding play, and the runners had to hold. So keeps them right where they are. Registers an out, and now with a double play, we can get out of this. As Kirk Gibson steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single. That's a 5-5-6. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not a sad sack. That's a double to right field. A double to right field, and an active runner will steal. Kirk Gibson is active. So, with that double and a lead die of 5, both runners will score. So that's a 2-run double for Kirk Gibson, as the Tigers are the first one to break on the board. And Kirk Gibson not only will double, but he will also steal third base. So that puts him in the scoring position with only 1 out. And we'll have to bring the infield in to try to choke off any further runs as Lance Parrish comes to the plate. We have a 1-4-6. Love the lead die of 1. 1-4-6. Is he a flash? Yes, he does. It's a strikeout. It is a strikeout. So a big strikeout by the Warlock. That's out number 2. Infield can go back to their normal positions for Darrell Evans. 2-6-6. 2-6-6. Runner on first, thrown out. There's nobody on first. Is it the leadoff batter? No, he's not. So it's a fly out to right. And the inning is over. But the Tigers strike for 2 on the 2-run double by Kirk Gibson. And after 6 complete, it's the Tigers 2 and the Stratville 9 nothing. Now Jack Morris is going to continue to be semi-fresh because of the shutout. Lazy Warlock now has lost all freshness due to giving up 2 runs. So here's Mr. Utah Mike to 2-2-6. 2-2-6. Batter hit by pitch. Desire Die says he is hit by the pitch. So Jack Morris just plunked Mr. Utah Mike. So taking one for the team to get a base runner on board brings a tying run to the plate in Richard Beyer. And we have a 3-3-5. 3-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. So that's a single to right field. And as long as he's not stoic, he will steal a base. He's not stoic. So Richard Beyer, a single, will move Mr. Utah Mike to third base on that single, and then he steals second. So that puts runners at second and third with nobody out for Tim Merkley, and back come the Stratville 9. It's a 3-3-3. We love those triples. 3-3-3. Is he utility or sad sack? He is unfortunately a sad sack, so he will foul out to first. It could have been a triple. So unfortunately, Tim was a sad sack, and that cost us a triple. It's simply a pop-up to Darrell Evans for out. But it's only 1 out, so we still got two outs to get something done here. Ron Bates. Ron Bates, a 3-3-5. 3-3-5. Is he wild? No. Is the batter a sad sack? Ron Bates is not a sad sack. So that's going to be a single to right field. We had a similar result from before. A single, and he's going to steal second base. So the single with a lead die of 3, that scores both runs, and we have a tie ball game. So Ron Bates coming through from the 9 hole with a 2-run single, and on top of that, he steals second base to get himself into scoring position with only 1 out for Richard Rowick. So we got a 2-2 tie as the Stratville 9 didn't take long to rally. It's a 3-3-4. Is he an ace or a star? He is a semi-star, but Desire Die says no. Is the batter a sad sack? Richard Rowick is a semi-sad sack, so we need to roll and see if he is a sad sack. Oops, let's put it on the board here. He is not a sad sack. So we skip that. That means it's a single to left field unless he's eager, which Richard Rowick does not have the eager quality. So it's a single to left field. And with a lead die of 3, that's a 2-base advancement. That will score Ron Bates, and the Stratville 9 have taken the lead 3-2, much to the chagrin of Sparky Anderson and Jack Morris. Tiger bullpen starting to loosen down there. Aurelio Lopez is loosening in the bullpen. So here's Paul Wisham. 4-5-5. 4-5-5. Does he have flash? He's got semi-flash, but Desire Die says no. Is he a home run king? Unfortunately, he's a semi-scrapper, so not a home run king. So he's going to ground out to first. Now that with a lead die of 4, that does advance the runner. So he will make it to second base, Richard Rowick will. It's a ground out to first base unassisted for out number 2. And that'll bring up Espo. Chance to get an insurance run with the runner in scoring position. 3-5-6, that's the lefty-righty check. Unfortunately, Espo's a righty. Jack Morris is a righty, so that is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. But the Stratville 9 strike for 3 big runs here in the top of the 7th. And we've got the 7th inning stretch upon us with the score. The Stratville 9 3, the Detroit Tigers 2. And I'm going to stretch with them. Be right back for the bottom of the 7th. Okay, we begin the bottom of the 7th. Again, remember, Lazy Warlock is no longer fresh. He lost all freshness qualities. He is still going to start at the bottom of the 7th, but in the bullpen is this strange guy, so he may be in. We'll see. Right now, Chet Lemon steps to the plate. Let's see if Lazy Warlock can shut the door. It is a 1-3-4. 1-3-4 asks, is it a gold catcher? Yes, Mr. Utah Mike is semi-gold. Decider Die says he is gold. So therefore, it's a strikeout. So we got a strikeout, as Chet Lemon does not have a good eye. It is a strikeout. So Lazy Warlock responding to the run support with a strikeout of Chet Lemon. Here's Johnny Grubb. Oh, not good. 6-6-6. That's definitely not good. 6-6-6. Is he an ace? No. Is he a sad sack? No. So it's a deep drive glove. So we go to our glove chart, and we're going to roll 1d6, and we have to check and see if we have any gold outfielders. We have in right field, Richard Beyer is semi-gold. Everyone else is neutral. So the only way we can avoid the home run is to roll a 1 on the d6, and even then it may or may not get caught. So it doesn't look good. It's a 4, so it's a home run. A 4 means it's gone, out of here. So Johnny Grubb has just tied the ball game with a blast off of the Warlock. And that's going to do it for Warlock. He's given up 3 runs now, and he's no longer fresh. So gave us a good quality start, but we're going to see if we can't bail him out here with some fresh pitchers. So unfortunately, this guy is going to be coming in to pitch. Good, bad, or indifferent. We'll see if he can carry his weight. All right, Larry Herndon to lead things off in this 3-3 tie. 1-2-6. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, yes he is. It's the first batter of the game. Now that's one we would not have gotten with the Warlock because he was not fresh. Instead, it's a line out to second. It would have been a single otherwise. So that's a positive benefit to bringing in a fresh pitcher. So 2 outs, nobody on for Brookins. And that's a 3-4-6. 3-4-6 is the batter eager. Brookins is not eager, so he's going to walk. 3-4-6 puts him in a walk. And that goes to the chemistry chart. So again, we got the advantage on the chemistry chart. We are harmonious. The Tigers are neutral. Whitaker, it's a 4-6. 4-6 off the chemistry chart. Pitching team dissonance. No, we're not dissonant. If we were dissonant, the pitcher would be distracted and allow a walk. Otherwise, it's a line out to third. So Whitaker trying to go the opposite way. Lines it right to Tenacious, who was ready for it. And the inning's over. But Johnny Grubb, solo blast, has tied the score. And after 7 complete, it is 3-3. And we're going to have a new pitcher for the Tigers, as Jack Morris is no longer fresh either. And we're going to have Aurelio Lopez, their setup man, their ace setup man, or close to an ace setup man, Aurelio Lopez, the righty. So he's in the ball game now, and he will be an ace on this first at bat against Tenacious Earl. He's already a star, so he's got some good qualities going for him on this first at bat against Tenacious. See if he can overcome. 2-3-4. 2-3-4. Runs on base? No. Is he a hot batter? Tenacious, however, grounded to third his last time up, so he's not a hot batter. So he's going to pop it up to Brookins at third for out number 1. So that'll bring up Fan-O-Matic. It's a 2-3-6. 2-3-6. Double control? No. Is the pitcher batting? No. That means it's a walk. So Fan-O-Matic has drawn a 1-out walk. Need a base runner, don't matter how we get it. And now here's Mr. Utah Mike. He's a semi-champion and semi-slugger, so maybe we can get something done here. 2-4-5. 2-4-5. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a hero? Mr. Utah Mike is not a hero. So he's going to pop it up to Lou Whitaker at second for out number 2. And that result was in red, so we will go to the experience chart on this next at-bat. The experience. And Aurelio Lopez is a semi-icon. Richard Beyer is neutral. So semi-icon against a neutral. So they're both neutral. 2-6 on the experience. 2-6. Icon pitcher. No, he's not icon. If he was, he would strike him out. Otherwise, batter drops single out over the second baseman. So Richard Beyer hits a little looper over Lou Whitaker. And that will be a base hit. The lead die of 2 only allows for a 1-base advancement for Fan-O-Matic. So right now we have runners at first and second with 2 outs for Tim Merkley. So Tim Merkley with a chance to drive home the go-ahead run against Aurelio Lopez. It's a 2-2-6. 2-2-6. Batter hit by pitch. Yes, Desire Die says so. So it's another hit by pitch. They've hit 2 of our batters in this game. And that has loaded the bases for Ron Bates. So Ron Bates, the number 9 hitter, with a chance. He was part of that rally in the 6th. So let's see if he can do it here in the 8th. Or rally in the 7th, rather. See if he can do it here in the 8th. 4-4-4. You got to like those triples. 4-4-4. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a scrapper? He is a semi-scrapper, but Desire Die says not this time. So that's a double to right field. A double to right field will clear the bases. That is a 3-run double for Ron Bates. So coming through out of the 9 hole, a 3-run double off of Aurelio Lopez. And the Stratville 9 have now taken a 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 8th, or top of the 8th. And the Tiger bullpen is loosening again as Sparky is panicking. So 2 outs, runner at second, and it's a 2-4-5 for Richard Roark. 2-4-5, blank for the pitcher. Is he a hero? No, he's not a hero. So he's going to pop it up to second base, and that's going to end the inning. So to pop up to second, that result in red, so we will go to the experience chart on the next at-bat for Detroit. But a big 3 spot, so 2 consecutive innings with 3 runs each for the Stratville 9. We go to the bottom of the 8th as the Stratville 9 hold a 6-3 lead. And Alan Trammell, and actually we will not go to the experience chart because we're going to have a pitching change. Joaquim Oliveri will be coming in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th. And that overrides the mini charts. He is going to be an ace on the first at bat that he faces, first batter he faces. And that first batter is going to be Alan Trammell. So Alan Trammell against Oliveri, who is an ace. 4-5-6. 4-5-6, blank for the pitcher. Is the batter patient? He is semi-patient. Desire Die says he is patient, so it is going to be a walk to Alan Trammell. A leadoff walk. And we don't like that when we're trying to hold a lead. Let's see if we can bear down. Here's Kirk Gibson. Gibson, a 1-2-6. We like that. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. Doesn't need a Desire Die. It's a line out to second for 1 away. And that'll bring up Lance Parrish. 2-4-4. 2-4-4. Is he an ace? No. Is Parrish a champion? Parrish is not a champion. So he's going to ground out to short unless he's a whiffer. And he happens to be a whiffer. So that's actually going to be a strikeout. So Joaquim Oliveri strikes out Lance Parrish for out number 2. So now it's up to Darrell Evans. Got to keep Darrell Evans off. He's 0 for 3. 2-4-5. 2-4-5. Nothing for the pitcher. Is he a hero? He is not a hero. So therefore, he's going to pop it up to second, and that's going to end the inning. That result was in red, but we're going to have a pitching change, so that's going to override that as well. Nothing doing for the Tigers. We'll be right back for the top of the 9th, as after 8 complete, it is the Stratville 9 6 and the Tigers 3. Okay, new Tiger pitcher in the 9th is Willie Hernandez, and he will be an ace this at bat. He's already an ace, so he'll be a double ace against Paul Wisham. To start the 9th, 3-4-6. 3-4-6. Pitcher is blank. Is he eager? Paul Wisham is semi-eager. Desire Die says no. So he's going to walk. And an active runner steals. He's active, so it's a walk and an active will steal second base. So a walk and a stolen base to start things off here in the 9th. And that result was in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart for Espo. We are harmonious. Tigers are neutral. So Espo trying to see what he can do. The runner in scoring position. 2-4. 2-4. 2-4. Batting team harmony. Yes, we do have harmony. Batter connects on bloop single, so it's a base hit for Espo. Lead die of 2 only allows a 1 base advancement, but we have runners at the corners and nobody out as we're doing it to the Tiger ace reliever, Willie, don't call me, or Guillermo, don't call me Willie Hernandez. So Espo came through. Here's Tenacious. 1-4-6. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash, but the Desire Die says no. Is the batter a champion? No, Earl Reed is not a champion. So he's going to ground out to second, and on a ground out to second, that's a double play. 4.63 DP, but the run does score. No RBI given, of course, but the run does score. It's now a 7-3 ball game, and Phanomatic is up with the bases empty and 2 outs. 1, 2, 3, both flash and fresh. Yes, he is. So that is going to, well, I take it back. He's not flash. So it's simply going to be a ground out to short, and that's going to end the inning. But an insurance run coming across the plate. And we go to the bottom of the ninth with the score, the Stratville 9-7 and the Tigers 3. Bottom of the ninth, Mike McAllister is in the bullpen loosening. It's not a save situation right now, so we're going to let Joaquim Oliveri continue. If he gets into trouble, Mike McAllister will be ready. Here's Chet Lemon, 4.46. 4.46. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not a star. Is the batter sad sack, utility, or patient? He is none of those. So he will single to right field. An active runner would steal, but he's not active. So it's a leadoff single for Chet Lemon. And that'll bring up Johnny Grubb. Grubb homered his last time up. Have to be cognizant of that. 115. 115. Is he fresh? Yes, Desire says he's fresh. So it's a pop-up to second base. And that's a big first out of the ninth. Here's Larry Herndon. Herndon, 1-3-5. That's the unusual play. Black die of 1 means we're going to the ballpark. And Tiger Stadium plays small to both lefties and righties. So we'll roll this and see how Larry Herndon does on this small ballpark. It's a 4-5. So a 4-5 says small ballpark, yes. Slugger or home run king, blast home run. Others fly out. Larry Herndon is not a slugger or a home run king, so he flies to left for out number 2 as we escape that one with a warning track power fly ball. So now we're down to the last out, Tom Brookins. But he's going to be called back by Sparky, and we're going to have a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter is going to be Rupert Jones. Okay, Rupert Jones is going to pinch hit for Brookins as Sparky's trying to pull out all the stops here. Getting a better hitter in the game. Here is the pitch to Rupert. 3-3-6. 3-3-6. 3-3-6, ask, is he an ace? No. Is the batter sad sack, utility, or patient? He is none of those. So it's a single to center field for Rupert Jones. He singles. That would be a 2-base advancement as Chet Lemon motors to third. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. And Lou Whitaker and Joaquim Oliveri gets 1 more batter, and after that we have to bring in Mike McAllister. Actually, we may go ahead and do it now since McAllister's a lefty and Whitaker's a lefty. We're going to go and bring in Mike McAllister to see if he can't get the save. So Mike McAllister is in to face Lou Whitaker with runners at the corners and 2 outs. The tying run is on deck, not at the plate, but it's still a save situation. Here's Lou Whitaker. 1-4-6. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? He has semi-flash. Desire says he has flash. So therefore it is a strikeout unless he has a good eye, which Lou Whitaker does not. So it's a strikeout, and Mike McAllister comes in and faces 1 batter, strikes him out, saves the ball game, and the Stratville 9 improved to 7-0 with a come-from-behind 7-3 victory over the Sparky Anderson-led Detroit Tigers. We'll be right back with the totals. All right, let's review the totals for the Stratville 9. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. For the Tigers, 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Winning pitcher was this strange fella who only pitched 2/3 of an inning, but managed to be lucky enough to be pitching when the Stratville 9 scored 3 runs. Lazy Warlock had a quality start again, 6 1/3, only giving up 3 runs. Nice relief work by Joaquim Oliveri for an inning and 2/3. Of shutout relief, did give up 2 hits and got in trouble a little bit. So Mike McAllister came in to save it with the strikeout of Lou Whitaker in the 9th. Jack Morris pitched fairly well. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs. Walked 3, struck out 4. Aurelio Lopez took the L, giving up those 3 runs. Big blow in the game, obviously. Ron Bates, that bases loaded double. And Ron Bates is the player of the game. He had 2 hits, a stolen base, and to go along with 5, count them, 5 RBIs. He had a 2-run single in the 7th and then a 3-run double in the 8th. So Ron Bates, definitely the player of the game. And that's going to do it from Tiger Stadium. As the final score again, the Stratville 9 improved to 7-0, defeating yet another world champion, the 1984 Detroit Tigers, and their best, Jack Morris. It is 7-3 win. We're now 7-0. That is the Tenacious wing. And now we'll get ready for the next game, which is going to be the tabletop wing, and maybe the biggest challenge to date, facing the 1975 Big Red Machine. But I think we're up to the task to get that done. We shall see. But until next time, hope you enjoyed this game of the Stratville 9, and we'll catch you down the road.